15 seconds. We can do it. Hold your breath.
I'm hungry because my blood sugar is going up.
This is like a Jabba the Hutt vibe I'm getting here.
Stop! Stop! You can see the finger marks on my arm.
Go fuck yourself.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Shoryuken!
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing. Testicles. Ooh. Welcome, everyone, to episode 21 Hundo and Trece of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Timcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and yo hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swole, back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2 Flexa. On all you beaches.
The fucking Catalina wine.
What's going on, fam? Welcome to the show. Everyone, drop it in the comments down below. We got the Swole convoy here. Fucking America supporting the truckers and supporting those sick fucking gains. It was between Make America Swole and the Swole convoy. I think that's the best convoy. Line them up and make some sick fucking gains. Right, beaches? Drop in the comments down below. What'd you smash today? And welcome to the show. Make sure you are subscribed wherever you're listening. If you're banging your ear holes, share the podcast. Leave us a review. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere. We are making gains here from the United States, but we are broadcasting worldwide, live. We're on Rumble, we're on Odyssey, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, everywhere. Reminder also to check out SwoleNormousX.com for all the links to check out the free downloads, free classes, everything down in the show notes below, because the SwoleFam is fucking crushing it today and every day. Am I right, beaches? Am I right? SwoleFam coming in strong. What's up, Nicole, Stephanie, Maxwell, Nick, Cerny, British Bear, Stephanie, Tyler, Wax? We are ready to go. Let's get this nut busted open and let's have a great show. Shall we, fam? Welcome. Come one, come all. Let's summon the Falcon. Falcon. Summon the Falcon. Put some respect on it.
I don't know how to put this, but kind of a big deal.
Very nice. Tessie looking a little bit messy. Leo drinking like a raging alcoholic. My goodness, Leo. Boo. Get off the screen. Get off my goddamn podcast, Leo. Jesus Christ. Such a terrible influence. All right, hashtag Swole Convoy for a chance to win today's Swole card. Let's make America swole. I would say make America swole again, but you know, America was never swole. No one was making sick fucking gains. We need to make everyone swole in the United States, and the Swole Convoy is the only thing that can stand up to this, I guess, thin and fat fucking bullshit that we deal with every fucking day. It's the Swole Convoy. Let's make some gains. Let's make some fucking gains. Let's go. Lots of applause. Lots of gorillas.
Inconceivable!
Okay, it's a good start. It's a good start. Bottom line, go to the fucking gym. Make some gains today. Go do it. Stop thinking about it. Go do it. Hashtag Swole Convoy. We'll give away the Swole card at the end of today's episode. But before we do so, we got some great SwoleFam posts. We'll take some questions, and we are going to go balls deep. That being said, shall we not waste another moment? Let's moisturize and get into that tip, fam. Here we go. Babe, just an inch, just an inch. It's cold outside. It's cold outside, and we got some SwoleFam posts before we get into the SwoleFam posts. We've been talking about the last couple days, fam-wise. We got some new releases over there at papaswolio.com. We got the new drop. We laid it down on Tuesday. Now, if you've never gone to papaswolio.com, that's where all the Swolenormous apparel is. Save 10% with code DailySwole at checkout. We got SwoleFam gear, Swole Slut, Swolecrates, the Swole variant, go to the fucking gym, Swole Privilege. No one's got better gear than Papa Swolio and the fam. So papaswolio.com, check out the Swole variant, get your Swole Since Birth apparel. I mean, these designs are fucking awesome. But not only that, we have awesome flags, 7 pillars, SwoleFam, and of course, we have the Go to the Fucking Gym flags. You could hang in your gym, you could hang in your home office. They look fucking fantastic. And of course, you get 10% off those as well. But the brand new design, Captain Swolio, yar matey, Captain Swolio, fire new design. Go check it out. Whole collection too. You don't have to just get flags. You can get all this other stuff too. So papaswolio.com. Check all that out. Let's get into the first SwoleFam post.
What's in the box?
All right, Christine. Christine writes from the Discord, hey, starting elimination diet soon and wanted to see if ancestral cooking fats are approved, bacon, tallow, dick, etc. for full elimination. I don't know if you're dick fat. Are you using dick fat? Why? Is that a joke? Maybe you want to use dick fat? I don't know. Can we get dick fat? Are you able to purchase dick fat? Or maybe duck. Maybe that's a typo and a half. Maybe duck fat, perhaps. Ancestral cooking fats. Tallow is the best. I would recommend tallow. I'd recommend tallow just because of the smoke point. It's the best one you can use. Also, you can use grass-fed ghee, grass-fed butter, and some of you might want to use coconut oil, but I would recommend using beef tallow primarily, and you can use duck fat too, but my personal preference is tallow, so absolutely you can use tallow. Absolutely you could use those things. Remember, the elimination diet is really based around what works best for your body, so if you don't eliminate, you can't test it, but most of those animal-based fats, if they're high quality, you're going to be fine with. A lot of people could use that dick fat, right? All right, here we go. Let's take another one.
What's in the box?
What we got here, Doug? All right. Doug, what's up, beaches? Hello. I really enjoy the no bullshit content, so I thought I would check out the membership. I'm 52 years of age, live in Oklahoma, enjoy training, grass-fed beef, and all of the good fats. Well, fucking welcome. Sounds like you are already... Doug, it sounds like you've been a part of the SwoleFam even before you were officially part of the SwoleFam. Welcome from Oklahoma. Anyone else in the Midwest? Anyone else? Yeah, don't go to your butcher asking for dick fat. That might not end well. Just saying. I'm not saying it's not good. I mean, can anyone do a Google search on that? Or ladies, like, is dick fat really high in omega-3s? Possibly, right? Conjugated linoleic acid? Could be good. Joanne, talk about lifestyle changes. Thursday nights used to be one of my major drinking nights. Not anymore. Gym in the early hours of the morning, work till late, and then the farmers' twilight markets. Organic grass-fed meat stall, local coffee, natural fragrances, local fruits, veggies, and eggs, local distilled vodka and gin, which I only bought for a special occasion, live music, and just relaxing on the grass in the warm summer's evening air. This was a much better way to do something on a Thursday evening rather than sit in the pub. But I especially look forward to my dinner each night. Smashing down meals like this brings me so much joy. This is honestly my favorite part, the food. Never thought I'd be so into it. I'd be interested to hear your lifestyle flips, fam. Your favorite thing about the changes, the places you go, activities you do, and the resources available to you. Very nice. I'll let you all comment down below. Excellent, Joanne. Fantastic. Joanne's getting it done. I guess today is Thursday, so I'm assuming that's from Australia because then it would be like a day ahead, but fantastic. Good for you. We got a post here from Keem or Kame. It's Keim from the SwoleFam Discord, down 10 pounds. I have a long way to go, but the elimination diet is awesome. I made the mistake of eating dairy and my body hated me for it, but now I can recognize that feeling because it isn't my normal feeling anymore. Right on, K-Bomb. I'm going to call you K-Bomb. Yeah, for sure. So glad you are losing that initial weight, that fat and water retention and inflammation. And some people don't have issues with raw dairy, but you really want to get raw grass-fed, grass-finished dairy. It's just harder to find people that have issues with pasteurized, lower quality sources. Maybe some of you prefer from A2 casein sources like sheep or goat. But also, depending on the type of cow, you might process the proteins differently because there's different types of casein proteins. And a lot of people have issues more with A1 casein, which is mostly what we get in the United States. But you see A2 milk, but that's pasteurized. In other words, you want as natural and as fundamental a source of all these foods, which is why we like to eat grass-fed beef and organ meats and wild game and wild-caught fish. And if you're going to get dairy, you want to get it raw, but you got to get good quality sources. And it's hard to find some of these things. And sometimes it's not legal and you have to skirt the laws, and there's different co-ops and things you can purchase these things from. But anyway, you got to figure out what works best for you. But now, Keem, that you're recognizing those feelings, remember, you're going to get used to. You're going to get used to anything that you expose yourself regularly to. So if you're eating a lot of inflammatory foods on the regular, you're going to feel more normal being inflamed. You're not going to notice all those little nuances of individual foods or individual habits that are causing inflammation or swelling or discomfort. You're going to notice it dramatically when you clean your shit out and you are focused on your elimination and customizing. And then you're going to notice when you stray a lot more. All right, we got a post here from, remember, hashtag Swole Convoy for a chance to win today's Swole card. We got a picture here from Lady Justice. We got a picture of the stack and Lady Justice making gains. I could finally lift the biceps machine bar on 10 kilograms. My hard work has finally paid off. I used to only lift it with the pin in the top hole. Damn proud of myself. Look at that, making some gains. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Always nice to up the weight on the stack. Congratulations, Lady Justice. Excellent. All right, fam. Remember, great posts. All these posts from inside the SwoleFam, inside SwoleNormousX.com. Join us over there. The Fuck Your Resolution season, the Fuck Your Resolution specials are ending shortly, so you can learn more over there at SwoleNormousX.com. We have hundreds of yoga classes that you can take any time of day that are always archived that you can repeat and practice. We have chair yoga, we have beginner yoga, we have kids yoga, we have things for all levels of experience. We have trainings with bands, dumbbells, kettlebells, mace bells. We have foam rolling. We have full programs for beginners, more for advanced, for bulking, for cutting. We literally have everything that you need, plus master classes, instructional videos, private live streams, everything inside the SwoleFam. So check us out, SwoleNormousX.com. It is Fuck Your Resolution season, and those specials are ending soon because people are already not talking about resolutions. Remember I told you that people don't give a fuck about resolutions. They're already gone. How many people are saying, well, my New Year's resolutions? No one's saying that shit anymore. I fucking told you. It's halfway through February. No one cares about resolutions. You cannot attach your progress to a fucking date. You never can. You never should. It's about the process. It's about what you're doing every day, your habits, and you don't need the calendar to say 1-1 for you to make some fucking gains, all right? Because the further you get away from January 1st, the more meaningless it is. It's not something that's going to keep you focused and keep you adhered to that those goals. It's just something that people say because it's cliche and it's convenient and it's socially acceptable. Resolutions, blah, blah, blah. They don't fucking work. Fuck your resolutions, which is why it's Fuck Your Resolution season.
I am the danger.
So join the fam, SwoleNormousX.com. Stop being a bitch. Stop fucking around. If you're listening to the show for a little bit Join the fam today. It's the greatest fam in the realm. Stop being a beesh. Stop being the fucking beesh. Everyone's seeing the drop off already. People are leaving the gyms. You're not seeing the same amount of crowded, a lot of people packed in there. Everyone's already given up. Fucking jabronis. All right. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio for a chance to be featured. We'll take a couple questions. It's time for some big girthy knowledge cock. What's up, Terry? What's up, T-Bone? All right. If you got a question, drop in the comments below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. We'll take the first one from Varsha Pink. Throwback. Varsha has been AWOL for a little bit. Now she came back. She's been in and out of the SwoleFam for a while. She's been listening to the show for a long time. Varsha writes, the traditional food I cook for my fam is so high in carbs. How can I change this for my whole family? Well, I would recommend, you just shift it. What foods do you have access to? I believe Varsha's still in India. Yeah, really, in my experience and my opinion and what we do in the SwoleFam, you just don't need the heavy influx of like starchy carbs. You don't need exposure to tons and tons of carbohydrates. Meat and fruit is really where that's my sweet spot. That's my bullseye. So you're asking, how can I change this for my whole family? You can start cooking more, meat products and not so much from the carbohydrates. So I don't know what you normally have access to, what you normally cook. It's a lot of cultural, things there too, and what you have access to. But just cooking more chicken and beef and whatever you all eat over there. I don't have a ton of experience with Indian food. And if my memory serves me correctly, that's where you live. So just trying to spitball here, but anyone else have a lot of experience with Indian food? I'm not really too familiar. But you change it by cooking more meats, cooking more animal sources. I know it's a lot of curry, but that's just the spice, right? You can make all sorts of different things that are called curry, right? Okay. But anyway, let's take some more questions from Rube AET 12. Papa Swolio, I have COVID. I'm self-isolating. What is the best bicep exercise without dumbbell? That's a rough one. The best bicep exercise without dumbbell. You're going to have to curl something, elbow flexion, fam. So I don't know if you have a pull-up bar. You could do supinated grip pull-ups for biceps, more neutral grip. Try to hit those biceps a little bit more. But it's elbow flexion. You could lift a chair, lift a table, lift some milk jugs. Hopefully you're doing well. Get some sun, get some vitamin D. Make sure you're supplementing and drinking plenty of water, getting some rest. Feel better. Satvik 21. Is eating more and doing more cardio better, or is eating less and doing less cardio better? All right, fuck these questions. Fuck it. Fuck these fucking questions. God damn it. God damn it, fam. God fucking damn it. God damn it. Is eating more and doing more cardio better, or eating less and doing less cardio better? I can't even answer that question. How do you answer that question? Eating less and less cardio, or eating more and doing more cardio? That doesn't even make sense. The question doesn't make sense. What are you trying to accomplish? So Satvik, if you are listening to this, what are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to accomplish? What's your goal? And then we can get to what's your goal and what are you currently doing? And then we can go from there. I don't know. It's just incoherent and I can't really answer that question. Okay. All right. Elijah, what's with these questions on Instagram? Let's get some booze.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
I don't think it's a troll, Lisa. It's not a troll. It's just some people they're not, English isn't their first language, and they just ask the most, weird questions. Also, Instagram, I troll a little bit. I troll a little bit people that ask questions on Instagram just because you don't have a lot of space to ask a question either. So it's hey, I always answer these questions I need more information. But you also don't have a lot of space to provide all that information. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's I want more information. And the person, most of the time, they don't provide any information anyway. They wouldn't have provided it even if you gave them 10,000 characters. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Emotional damage.
Okay, Elijah, I finished Inventing Bitcoin. Which of your book club titles on Bitcoin should I tackle next? Which ones have you read? Inventing Bitcoin's great. I would go after The Price of Tomorrow by Jeff Booth. That's a fucking delectable book. And if you want to listen to audio, if you want to listen to an audio series, go to the What is Money show and listen to the Jeff Booth series. It's like 7 or 8 parts. I've listened to it a few times. It's fantastic. Anything Jeff Booth is amazing. Let's see. Tyler, Papa Soy, how much carbs equivalents to the water weight that's stored? I think it's by grams or pounds. What kind of a wording of a question is that, bro? Is that English? How much carbs equivalents to the water weight that's stored? I have no idea what you mean by that. Oops, wrong question. What are you talking about? And understand sometimes questions that are asked, it's like, why even ask? What is that relevant to? Like, what do you need to know that for? How much carb equivalent to the water weight that's stored? You mean like how much water is stored per carb? I don't think that number is really even calculable. There's not like a general number, but when you're eating more, I'm just going to answer. I'm just going to answer the question and just kind of give you some feedback. When you cut carbs, your body's going to flush out more water. If you eat more carbohydrates, you're going to hold on a little bit more water. So I always recommend eating enough protein and fat and then playing around with the carbohydrates to, find your energy levels and your performance, your sweet spot. I just play with the carbohydrates. I just up and down the carbs and eat the protein and fat pretty consistently. All right, let's see here. Freddie, what's up? Papa Swolio had an x-ray done to see. Nice beard and hair, by the way. Let's get a round of applause for that fucking avatar. My God.
Oh, you can!
Jesus Christ.
60% of the time, it works.
That's a beautiful man.
Every time.
That's a beautiful man right there.
That doesn't make sense.
All right, had an x-ray done. No, it's all right, Tyler. I think I kind of got the idea, I think, did I answer it generally? I mean, that's like the general concept when it comes to holding on extra carbs. Had an x-ray done to see if one of my hips is longer than the other. If the results show this is the case, what changes to hip hinge movements would you suggest? Had an x-ray done to see if one of my hips is longer than the other. Your hips, or you mean your femur? Why don't you just get back to us and, when you figure out what's going on? I mean, you have like different length of your bones. I guess I wouldn't worry so much about it until you figure it out and you have the details. If you know exactly what's going on, maybe we can think a little bit more. Do you mean your hip is longer, or you mean like the femur is longer? Because when people say the word hips, there's like a whole region, because there's a lot of muscles. There's the hips, but there's also muscles that cross the hips and in certain different areas. So there's a lot of things that cross over the hip region as well. Let's see. BSTYX96 Papa Swolio. What's your opinion on pre-workout drinks? Black coffee. If you have any kind of pre-workout, make sure it's got an efficacious amount of like the raw ingredients. Avoid artificial sweeteners and sugar and, anhydrous caffeine. I'm not a fan of that. I would just, drink a cup of coffee. And then if you wanted to buy the raw ingredients for beta alanine or creatine or citrulline malate or whatever the heck you're mixing in, make sure that you are, getting the raw ingredients. You can buy just the powder and weigh it, get a micro scale and weigh these things yourself and actually get the amounts that would be beneficial. But those things are not going to make or break your training. They're not going to build muscle, whereas you weren't building muscle before. It's just literally concentrated caffeine and then usually underdosed other products that might be good but not at the amount that they're giving you. So a lot of that stuff is just tons of artificial sweeteners and fluff, and it makes you feel fucking amped up because they just injected you essentially with like 300 milligrams of caffeine. So of course you're gonna be bouncing off the walls. Let's see, Tyler, what does your leg workout consist of? I usually split my leg workouts into more of like a quad day and a glute day. That way I'm spreading it out and I'm training legs more frequently. I love doing reverse sled. I do some hip flexor, hamstring, and anterior tibialis activation. I usually do either Bulgarian split squats, some elevated heel skier squats, some belt squats. I'll do RDLs. I mean, these are not all on the same day, but I'll do RDLs. I'll do sumo like T-bell squats. I'll do kettlebell swings, all sorts of things. Kettlebell swings, Nordic curls are a staple. Certain things are a staple. Usually the belt squats, the Bulgarian split squats, the Nordic curls, the kettlebell swings are like staples in my leg workouts for sure. Gotta build that plumpy dumpy. And let me tell you, we got some awesome stuff coming for X. We're starting to get better weather where it's better for filming and stuff like that outside. So I'm going to be getting a lot more content, training stuff coming out for X, as if we don't have tons already, but even more. Stephanie Papasolio, you mentioned bacon a lot. I get heartburn a lot from animal grease. So should I rely more on plant-based protein? I would say hell to the fuck no. I'm curious as to what you're eating. You get heartburn a lot from animal grease. Well, why are you eating animal grease? I don't think that's why you're getting heartburn. I'm curious as to more things that's going on in your nutrition. If you want to get a little more detailed, I would never recommend to anyone getting more plant-based protein. I'm curious as to what you're eating and what you're experiencing when you're experiencing it. Not diagnosing anything, but I just want a little bit more feedback. So I'm curious as to more your habits and what's going on, because it could be the quality, it could be how it's prepared, it could be whatever it is. Oops. Bacon is greasy. I mean, good. It should be. I mean, it should have bacon. It's bacon fat. So it's gonna come down to the quality of the bacon that you get. I mean, there's very different kinds of bacon. And you shouldn't be cooking. I don't know how you're cooking your bacon. Bacon should be soft. It should not be crunchy. It should not be crispy. It should not be. Just some thoughts. All right, we'll take a couple more questions. Let's see. Science buff, Papa Soy. I'm new to lifting and working on my diet. What foods should I avoid? I would recommend our content on the elimination diet. Check us out, SwoleNormousX.com. There's more information on the blog. There's tons of podcasts. We talk about the elimination diet. Foods like processed dairy, vegetable oils, seed oils, processed sugars, just to start. But elimination diet will help you customize your nutrition. It's the way to go. All right, hashtag Swole Convoy. SwoleFam supporting the Canadian truckers. Doing it right. Swole Convoy. Line them up, baby. Line them up, baby. Let's see, Sydney, one of the best investments I made in my home gym is a monkey foot. Oh yeah, we got 2 of them. I love them. The monkey foot is great for hip flexor. It's great for your standing hamstring curls. It's great. Excellent. All right. Just remember when getting back to the animal grease or the bacon grease, like it really matters what kind of bacon you get. If you get heritage breed pork bacon, like you need to make sure you're opting. And you don't have to, like, if it's something specific with bacon, then go more. There's beef bacon as well. So you can also just opt for grass-fed beef. You don't have to have bacon if that's something that's individually, uniquely an issue. Just curious because you said animal grease. So bacon grease and animal grease are like 2 different things, what you're referring to. All right. Freddie, Papa Swole, any other quad stretches that can help stretch out the teardrop muscle? Since doing the standing one and where you're kneeling against the wall don't seem to work well for me. Stretch out the teardrop muscle, the VMO. The kneeling against the wall, I mean, you should be able to put, like, when you're lunging and one leg is back up, that's one of the best quad stretches you can possibly get because you're extending at the hip and at the knee. So you're flexing at the knee and you're extending at the hip, so you're going to lengthen the quad completely. So if you're kneeling, one leg forward and one leg back behind you, that's one of the best quad stretches. Also, you can do, with your toes pointed, you could be sitting down on a pad between your feet, leaning back. It's one of my favorite stretches, kind of like a reverse Nordic. You can do it as an exercise and also as a stretch. So those are the best ones. I mean, quad stretches are really about lengthening the quad at the hip because the rectus femoris crosses the hip joint. As well as the knee joint. The other muscle of the quads don't cross the hip joint. So you're getting that rectus, you're getting that rec fem from the right on the front there at the top by the hip. If you're doing extension and at the hip and you're doing flexion at the knee. So I'm not sure why you mean it doesn't work very well because, I mean, knee flexion, if you're trying to get the teardrop itself, you don't need necessarily to do hip extension to get that part. Have you done any foam rolling too? You could do foam rolling. You can foam roll the inside of your knee as well. Let's see here. Elijah, have you seen the kettlebell trick as an alternative to the monkey foot? I mean, I used to use a kettlebell for anterior tibialis stuff. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. You can use a band, a rubber band, and tie a fucking dumbbell or a plate to your foot. There's so many ways to do it. You could use bands. You could do different things. You could do bands. You could tie a band and like pull the band up and down with your foot. It's just harder to do or set up. But kettlebells are good. I mean, the monkey foot's going to be better for sure. But at the same time, if you're using a kettlebell, you know, you're also activating your anterior tibialis. If you're lifting your toes up, you just won't be able to necessarily go as heavy, maybe. Depends on the person. But you can kind of get a little bit of both because you're lifting your toe up, your foot up, and you're actually activating your anterior tibialis as you're doing like your for your hip flexors. But you're not going to be able to do that with, you're not going to be able to do it with a, you're not going to be able to do leg curls with just a kettlebell. All right, let's see here. Bum, 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 bum. Oop. All right. Where's my cafe? Where's my coffee? Where's my coffee? Good shit. Let's get some gorillas. All right. Sicilian Inca, Papa Solio, what's better, 5-day bro split or 5-day push-pull split? Thanks. I mean, well, how are you defining both? I mean, push-pull legs is great. I mean, I usually do kind of like a push-pull legs, but it's not really push-pull legs. It's kind of a blend. I kind of do like a hybrid because push-pull isn't like, I'm not doing chest, shoulders, and triceps. Sometimes I'm doing arms or I'm doing some curls and stuff on several days. I split up my volume over the course of all my workouts. I just make sure generally that I alternate upper and lower body, and then I adjust what I'm doing on those days. So I'll focus my upper body on one day more towards either pushing or pulling. And then I'll do, you know, it doesn't mean I'm not going to do some, if I do chest, doesn't mean I'm not doing like, you know, let's say 4 or 6 sets of curls. So it doesn't mean I'm not doing any kind of pulling exercise. It just means I'm biasing towards a push or I'm biasing towards a pull. And my leg day, depending on what leg day, I'm either doing mobility for legs or I'm doing more quad focused strength training or hamstring and glute, more posterior chain focus. So what's better? It depends on your experience, depends on what overload. Understand that the more frequently you train, in general, for people that are natural, that want more longevity, they want to risk or mitigate the risk of injury. And in my opinion, more better performance is to split up your volume over more days. Because if you're doing tons of overload, let's say you're crushing your chest on a Tuesday or a Monday, you're doing all your sets, you're going to be so tight. It's really hard in like a day or two to do back because your chest is so sore. And understand your pectoralis major also does internal rotation of the humerus, and so does your lat. So if you're training your back, you're also hitting certain muscles in your chest. You're using your upper body. So just because you're working your back doesn't mean your chest isn't involved to some extent, stabilizing the shoulder joint and things like that. So, you know, you really tighten up the front of your shoulder, it might limit and inhibit if you overdo it. If you cause like real traumatic micro tears, it's going to be very limiting. This is why, for example, if I'm crushing my legs to the point where I can barely walk, how am I going to do back? How can I do barbell rows? How can I do T-bar rows? I can do prone rows and do some kind of seal rows where I'm completely supported, but there's a lot of exercise that you can't do because when you're doing back, your legs might be involved. And depending on what you're doing, you don't want to be crippled because if you really destroy your legs, you're going to be really incapacitated for maybe supporting other movements that you're doing the rest of the week. So I like to get sore, but I only like to get sore so far as I'm progressively overloading. I don't want to be incapacitated. So I used to do, let's say years ago, like more of a bro split where I'd be doing tons of legs and I'm like crippled and fucking can't walk for 5 days. That's not how I like to train anymore. I like to be more active every day. So I just split my volume up and I have to focus and I have to on purpose do less. I have to make sure I'm putting more intensity on less exercise and less sets. And I essentially force myself to not do as much, but I allow myself to train more frequently, and I've been feeling better with it. Let's see, Freddie, I bought some yoga blocks. Would they be used as markers for where to reach with certain yoga positions or support for certain positions? Yoga blocks are great. You can get actually deeper stretches and deeper into certain poses because of the yoga block. So what you want for things like yin or any kind of like rotation or any reason why you would use a block. There's so many reasons, so I can't even list them all. One, it'll help you stay in better alignment, and essentially it brings the ground up to you. So for example, if you're sitting back on your heels and you can't sit back on your heels all the way, if you don't have a block, then your quads and the muscles that are restricting your your movement are going to be constantly under tension. If you put a block under your butt when you're sitting back on your heels, you're able to relax. So you're essentially bringing the ground up to you, especially if you're reaching down and rotating up. If you reach all the way to the ground, your body is going to be super rounded. Maybe your upper body is going to be all rounded forward, trying to reach the ground, and you can't open up your shoulder and reach all the way up. For example, if you're doing like a rotation, if you have a block, you're able to bring the ground up to your hand and keep your spine aligned as you open up for a rotation. So there's a lot of benefits for a yoga block. Plus, in yin, you can also get deeper into certain stretches. You can support your back in a bridge. There's all different uses for a block. So they're fantastic. They're fantastic. Let's see. Cerny, what exercise do you do for your calves? I do donkey calf raises. I do, let's say, I do really high rep, deep squat calf raises, that allow me to get deep into the soleus. I do seated calf raises with a kettlebell on my slant board. I'll do a lot of anterior tibialis work. You could do farmer's walks on, the balls of your feet. There's many different kinds. And actually we have some programming coming for X to specifically target those accessory groups. But one of my favorite exercises is actually donkey calf raises with you can do it with just a weight belt, but I use my belt squat attachment. It's fucking great. My favorites. British Bear, last question. What are your thoughts on isolated neck exercises without adding them to my weekly rotation? Thinking about adding them to it depends on what they are. You just don't want to put pressure on your neck in a bad way. There's some great ones that you can focus on with like a band against the wall or like a ball that actually focus on your cervical flexors. You push your tongue up to the roof of your mouth and you focus on cervical retraction. It's really good because a lot of people with upper cross syndrome, they have rounded shoulders and forward neck. They're jutting their neck forward, and then their neck has to have a lot of extension, which is another reason why you want to sit up straight. You want to have your monitors straight in front of you. You want to be driving. You don't want to be hunched over, because if you have a rounded upper back, you're going to have cervical extension to keep your eyes level with the horizon. So it's important to make sure you have good posture and strengthen those muscles on the front. So that's a really good thing to focus on too. But there's a lot of great exercises. I mean, whether or not you're going to be getting one of those head straps and hang a plate on there, just got to be really careful and go very light to start with some of those things. High rep seated calf extensions destroy my calves. Yeah, I mean, it depends, right? So I think high rep can be great. I think you really need to beat up your calves and do drop sets and high volume. But like any other muscle, if you want to get big, you need to do volume, but also heavy weight, lower repetitions. So mix it up. Everyone's going to be a little bit different. Some people have huge meaty calves just genetically. I never did. That was one of the harder areas, usually forearms and calves, because they're such high frequency, slow twitch, high exposure, because they're always working. Your calves need to be very efficient, because if you're 200 pounds, your calves need to be, it's a level 2 system, I believe, for the lever system for the muscles and the joint. It needs to be very easy for you to lift 200 pounds when you're taking a step. Every single step needs to be easy. You can't be maxing out every single step. So your calves work differently than your biceps. And of course, things like your forearm muscles and your calves need to have ability to leverage a lot of mechanical advantage to move your entire system with relative ease. Let's see. Mike. I love that name. Mike. Good name. Good troll name. Mike Oxlong. Mike Oxlong. I love that. I love those. Papa Solio, what do you think will happen with the whole Ukraine thing? I don't even know. I don't know. I think it was pretty clear. And I said this the other day. I'm no expert on this. It's very complicated. But from the macro, like 30,000 foot view picture, I think we all know that, the Biden family and his son, like there's a lot of shady dealings. Biden getting the prosecutor fired that was prosecuting the company that his son was sitting on the board of. I believe it was like Burisma in the Ukraine. This was like 2 years ago when he was running for office. Everyone shoved this under the rug, right? It's all conspiracy and blah, blah, blah. And, banning articles and shit like that. But it's extremely criminal. There's a lot of shady shit going on that's being covered up. And, very conveniently, there's documents being destroyed and they're about to be invaded, so everyone needs to get out, and it's a great way to cover up shady dealings. So I don't know what's going to happen with it. You always have to understand or think, like, what's the distraction from? What are they trying to distract from? Kind of like wag the dog. Why are they keeping attention there as if that's really important? And I'm just saying, like, do people in the United States really care? Just curious. Like, what's the real, why are we being inundated with that? Why is that so important to us? Just saying. I think we have a lot of problems here in this country that we need to solve. I don't know if we should really care that much. And I'm not saying, I don't want anyone to die or get hurt, but, I think we should be focusing on what we need to do here, and not so much what goes on in every other fucking country all the fucking time. Let people handle their shit. All right, let's see here. Tyler, do I eat sardines? If so, is there a specific one? On occasion. I haven't in a while, but sardines, get them sustainably raised, try to get them organic and not in like BPA lined containers, but sardines can be very, very beneficial. I mean, they're great. I just don't eat them as much as I used to, but you can. It's definitely a good source of omega-3s. And also it's something that's great for emergencies. You can keep them stocked up, and anything happens, power outages or shortages, it's a great thing that will stay. Yeah, just destroying the computers and documents, like, just destroy the evidence. Who would know? No one's going to notice. No one's going to notice if we destroy all the fucking documents.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I know. Russia's about to invade a sovereign nation. Like, I just don't know all the, there's the politics of it, then there's a social aspect of it, then there's from the USSR, like that. There's a lot of history there. So I don't know there's a lot of layers. My point is just when you see in the mainstream media, all you're going to see is like the fear mongering about it. And it's like, okay. I just don't know really what to say. Other than what most of you already know, we're going to find out. But yeah, we got a lot of things we need to focus on here. Don't you think? Don't you think? Yeah. All right. That being said, I think we're good.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Time to go balls deep.
That's deep.
Uh-huh. Yeah. There's a lot of problems going on in the world. There's a lot of genocide that people just gloss over. There are a lot of fucking problems that people just want to ignore. And you have to think about why the mainstream media wants to shove different stories down your fucking throat. Like, it's not a conspiracy. You just have to think, why are they pushing this in front of your face? Is it because they want to distract from the spiraling out of control inflation from the economy? It's that they want to misdirect from COVID stuff. What's the reason why all of a sudden that's going to make headlines? You have to think about what the strategy is. Who benefits? Follow the money. That whole thing. Or maybe it's just ramping up because of all the Project Veritas leaks. So we wouldn't want people hearing the truth now, would we? So if you want to, if you haven't checked that out, look that up. Go to projectveritas.com and see the latest undercover video from the FDA. Check that shit out. Blow your fucking nips off. Kind of what we've been saying the whole time. But oh no, it's a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy. I told you. I said they were fucking monetizing this goddamn vaccine. They're monetizing the booster shots. They want you on a subscription service. They want you on a fucking vaccine membership. Go check it out. All right, let's go balls deep. Let's go, fam.
Crucifixion is good. Out of the door, line on the left, one cross each.
That's right, Stephanie. It does impact us if we get the military involved, which is why we shouldn't. But look, there's pros and cons to everything. There's pros and cons to everything. But I think also it's like, we should not be sending our fucking boys and girls, our men and women, our priceless assets, our humans, over to fight other people's battles. But, there's always There's always an up and down for that. Sometimes it's like, well, if we don't, then X, Y, and Z. There's always pros and cons. It's tough. And there's a lot of other, I think with everything, we would all agree that it's not that the United States or the country, like we don't have any problems with the people. Like I don't have any issue. I've never had any issue with like anyone from Ukraine. I've never had issues from anyone from China. Like we just don't have, it's the Communist Party of China. It's maybe the ruling class in Ukraine. It could be, it's not the people. So that's the rough part. Like we have to not blanket all the people in Ukraine. Like I don't want anyone to get hurt or suffer. Like that's awful. But, do we make it worse? Is it gonna be better? In most instances, it's not going to be made better by getting involved in a lot of other things. It hasn't gone well. It hasn't boded well for us. Always pros and cons, right? Always pros and cons. But we'll keep an eye on it, and I appreciate the questions. It's just, and I like the discussion here. I do like the discussion. But I think we all agree no one wants anything bad to happen, but at the same time, this is life and bad things happen. So it's all about choices, What would happen if we do get more involved? What would happen if we don't? What's actually going on? What are they telling us and what's really going on? We're not getting all the details. We're getting whatever gets leaked out, and we're getting the propaganda and the angle that whatever newspaper or news outlet, quote unquote, is trying to provide. So, well, we shall see. We shall see. But anyway, let's get into some balls deep. Let's go, fam. You ready for a couple posts? Got a couple videos, but we got this one. Let's take the first one from our very own Nicole Cruz, MSRDN. This says, so Valentine's Day was a couple days ago on Monday. It says, if your kiddo eats Valentine's candy until they get a tummy ache, ... it doesn't mean you should get rid of all their candy. It doesn't mean they need more willpower. It doesn't mean they're out of control with sugar. So Nicole Cruz, who's supposed to be a registered dietitian, says if your child eats Valentine's candy until they get sick, if your child's eating candy until they're sick, until they have a stomach ache because their body is like rejecting the poison they're consuming, it doesn't mean you should get rid of their candy. It doesn't mean they need more willpower. It doesn't mean they're out of control with sugar. I think it means they have terrible fucking parents. Hey-oh. How about that? All right. It might mean okay, here's what Nicole thinks it might mean. It might mean they need more access to sugar and to have these learning experiences. I'm sorry, what?
What the fuck is that?
So if your child eats Valentine's candy until they get a tummy ache, this Nicole Cruz, who has a master's degree in retardation and a registered dietitian, which means, I don't know, nothing these days, I suppose, crackerjack certification. It might mean they need more access to sugar. So if your child eats too much candy, they need more access to sugar.
Matt Damon.
And to have these learning experiences. They don't need a parent, by the way. They don't need a parent. Your child doesn't need a parent. They need more sugar. Thank you, Nicole. Excellent. All right. Very good. I don't know if this is connected to the comment. No, that's different. Wait, decolonizing. All right, that's different. All right, this is just a picture. I think this is a standalone. This is... All right.
What's in the box?
Okay, let's see. This is a picture. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I mean, all sorts of... This is from an account called Decolonizing Fitness, because fitness needs to be decolonized. Didn't you know that? Didn't you know that fitness needs to be decolonized? There's too many colonies in fitness, I suppose. It needs to be decolonized. Decolonized. Get rid of those colonies. It needs to be decolonized. It's a kind of a gross picture, but it says obesity with an asterisk, of course. Obesity is a social construct, not a disease. So your body failing, your body that's like physically failing is not a disease. You're probably right that obesity is not a disease. It's probably multiple diseases. It's dis-ease. Your body is not at ease. It's swollen. It's inflamed. It has tons of extra fat on itself. It makes it harder to function. It's not a social construct. It's a physical fucking reaction to your terrible lifestyle habits. There's a caption here. I'm not sure if this is with the same thing. I really can't. I think it's the same. I don't know if it's for the same thing, but we can read this. It's from Mixed Fat Chick. I don't know if this person, Mixed Fat Chick. I'm mixed. Here's my race. No one cares about what fucking color you are. No one gives a shit unless you're a racist. Mixed Fat Chick. I just had a fascinating conversation with a researcher who does a lot of work around weight stigma and weight neutral approaches to healthcare. I think weight neutral is the most repulsive term. Weight neutral. Calling patients obese puts the onus on them to get well instead of demanding that doctors treat larger patients the same way as they would a thin patient. Diets are not a solution. Calling patients obese puts the onus on them. It should. The patient is what caused the patient's problem. The patient's lifestyle habits are what led them to be obese and to require medical attention. For fuck's sake, of course the onus is put on them. Allow people to fucking be responsible for their actions, for fuck's sake. These are not children. These are supposed to be adults. People who live in larger bodies aren't necessarily sick because of their weight. Right. They are sick because of the poor care they get. Jesus, what a fucking mook.
Go fuck yourself.
What a fucking mook. Give me a break. People who live in larger bodies, fuck out of here, aren't necessarily sick because of their weight. They're sick because of the poor care. They get poor care, which is why they're sick. So you feel fine. You go to the doctor. You get shitty care. I'm sick now. That's why I'm sick, because of the doctor. No, you're sick because you're unhealthy. You eat garbage food. You don't exercise, and you trash yourself. That's why you're living in that's why your body is huge. That's why your body's larger, because you eat too fucking much. You don't exercise enough. You don't take care of yourself. You are sick because of your weight. You're sick of what caused your weight. You're sick because you destroy yourself. Weight is a symptom of all your poor habits. They are sick because of the poor care they get. They are sick because they miss going to important screenings because their doctors treat them like crap. Let's talk about that. Can you be any more full of shit?
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Can you be any more full of shit? Let's blame the doctors for you having problems. It's not the doctor's fault that you were trashing yourself for 30 years. Living in your mom's basement, stuffing fucking Doritos into your mouth. It's not the doctor's fault. If you go there and you're obese, the doctor's like, wow, you need to fucking change your lifestyle habits. The doctor's fat phobic. Or the doctor's just the first person to give it to you straight and you can't handle it. You blame the doctor instead of looking in the mirror and be like, wow, I'm a fucking slob. My goodness. All right, we have another post here from Decolonizing Fitness, and that's what this person looks like. I guess they're decolonizing things. So keep on doing the world better. Keep on decolonizing. Get rid of all these colonies in fitness. I'm tired of the colonies. Aren't you? Aren't you tired of all the colonies? Aren't you tired of like the Commonwealth and the Queen getting involved? Aren't you tired of the Queen getting involved with your fitness? Me too. Said no one ever. Toxic fitness culture promotes a paternalistic relationship between trainer and client. I'll read that first sentence again, because if you have to read a post with like a knife and fork, they probably don't know what they're talking about. Case in point. Toxic fitness culture, and these are with capital letters. Toxic fitness. TF. Toxic fitness, capitals. Toxic fitness culture promotes a paternalistic relationship between trainer and client. Remember, you are not anyone's subordinate. You are always the expert of your body, and you control your experience with movement. Tell me you don't know what the fuck you're talking about without telling me.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Stupid.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
For fuck's sake.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Mercy! Mercy! May God have mercy on your soul. You are not anyone's subordinate. You are always the expert of your body, unless you have no fucking idea how to take care of your body, in which case you are not the expert. You know how I know? because you have too much body. You got so much body, how can you be an expert? You're just unhealthy. So you're not an expert of your body. You're not educated. You're not taught properly. You don't know. It's okay not to know something. You're not the expert of your body just because you exist. That doesn't make you an expert. I can tell because you have terrible fucking habits. So you're obviously not, either you're actively trying to do the wrong thing or you're not an expert. Jesus Christ. That's what's great about the internet. You really just highlight stupidity. All right, here's the caption to go along with that shit post. Decolonizing Fitness says, toxic fitness culture promotes a paternalistic relationship. All right, I'm not reading that. Why would you write the fucking post in the goddamn caption, for fuck's sake? Don't waste my time. Second paragraph. Toxic fitness culture often creates an environment where we are made to feel as if we should give all our power and bodily autonomy over to a trainer. Why are you hiring someone if you're going to be a cunt? If you're going to go to a doctor and be like, you're fat phobic, you're a terrible doctor, then listen, go to someone else. I'm not going to help you if you think you know better than a doctor. I love all these fatties that go to the doctor, complain about getting weighed, act like the doctor doesn't know a fucking thing. Then why are you going there? I agree. A lot of doctors have no fucking idea how to actually keep someone healthy. They have no idea about proper nutrition and proper training. They don't. They know how to write prescriptions and they know how to follow a flow chart. I'm not saying doctors aren't smart, but I'm saying they know how to follow a flow chart to avoid, to prescribe someone or to, let's say, send them to a specialist, or they know what lab test to get. Like, oh, if you have this, let me have you breathe and let me check, make sure your lungs sound clear. And if not, let me order this kind of blood test or this kind of test, or let me test for that. Let me send you to a specialist. Let me prescribe you this. That's what they know. And they have to deal with a lot of shit. All right. So they're not really in a great position to help people. You are in the best position to help people. All right. If you're hiring a trainer and then like, I'm not giving my bodily autonomy over to a trainer. What the fuck does that mean? Your bodily autonomy. Don't hire someone that's an expert in their field if you don't want expert advice. And I'm not saying every trainer knows what they're talking about, but for fuck's sake, you're going to pay for someone and then you're going to complain about what they tell you to do. Jesus Christ. I've heard folks say my trainer doesn't let me eat that, or my trainer will get me if I don't do X. Probably because they're like, don't eat the fucking cake. My trainer will get me. Well, your trainer doesn't have autonomy over your body. Yeah, I would love to take advice from someone's name that's decolonizing fitness. Talk about not knowing the fucking first thing about fitness and conflating it with your racial activism. For fuck's sake, what a troll. It is never that serious for the pursuit of fitness to relinquish that much control of your body to another person. What the fuck are you talking about? You're just eating better and exercising. What are you talking about? Another reason why there's nothing to decolonize. Just shut the fuck up and put in work. Tell me you don't lift heavy. Tell me you don't train hard without telling me you don't train hard. I would never relinquish that much control. No one wants to spend time with you anyway. Let's just be honest. You have to pay someone to spend time with you. That's really what you're doing. That's really what you're doing. Oftentimes, these trainers don't even be that good. They don't even be that good. Oftentimes, these trainers don't even be that good. They don't even be that good, fam. No. Did you know that? Oftentimes, these trainers don't even be that good. Damn. Shit. They don't even be that good, huh? They just hide behind their aesthetics. If you are experiencing a trainer-client dynamic like this, you deserve better. Yeah.
You went full retard, man.
I can't. Decolonize these fucking nuts. Fucking jabroni.
How about I send you a hobo's dick cheese?
Decolonize these nuts. All right, hashtag Swole Convoy for a chance to win today's Swole card. Pot of toast man, Johnny.
My name's Forrest Gump.
All right, we got some. We got some posts. We got a couple videos we're gonna do. Hopefully, all right, we're good. We're good. Bandwidth is good. All right, let's get a round of applause. Let's go, fam. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We got two videos. Oh, Jesus Christ. The first one is going to be fatness let's see, a fatness Everdeen? No, it's going to be a fatness spectrum post. This is called fatness spectrum. Fatness Everdeen, right? From Hunger Games. My name's Fatness. Okay, here we go. Let's get a little drum roll.
What's in the box?
The fatness spectrum. I apologize. RIP brain cells.
I wanted to address this comment because I think it's a great comment because you're totally right. There are...
Okay, let's probably not totally right at all. Let's see the comment. This person's responding to a TikTok question. Do you realize that there are people fatter than you that think about you the same way you think about this girl? All right, so that comment, that doesn't really give us any more information. I don't even know if that was coherent, but...
It's a great comment because you're totally right. There are people fatter than me who look at me and see a certain level of privilege they don't have because...
All right. So this is what happens when the left eats their own. So you can't just have like fat acceptance. You have to be like, well, I'm fatter than you, so I have less privilege than you. Again, it's the battle of the marginalized. You have to battle. These people are trying to be a victim. They're trying to be the most victimized, the most marginalized. So in other words, the fat spectrum. If you are a small fat, in other words, obese, if you're obese, there's someone that's more obese than you. So they are less privileged than you, because if you weigh 350 pounds, you're fucking privileged. You got lesser fat privilege or whatever the fuck it is. Jesus Christ.
Emotional damage.
That's what I feel when I look at thin women like the one I duetted. But the difference between me and those thin women is that, one, I am doing everything I can to unlearn fat phobia for myself.
Good. How's it working out? How we doing there? Making progress? A lot of self-development, right? A lot of personal growth there. Just unlearning fat phobia. That's like, you feel like you're doing something. You feel like you're accomplishing something. In other words, just brainwashing yourself. It's impressive, actually.
As well as people bigger than me. I understand that while I may have struggles the woman I duetted doesn't have, I also don't have struggles of people bigger than me. Maybe I can't shop anywhere, but I'm able to shop some places.
Okay, so look, you can find a victim under any fucking rock. There are people that take, physical abuse growing up and they just use that as a shield their entire lives. They never crawl out from under it. And other people use that and they turn it around and they take control of their lives. So it's really just a mental state in your community and how you approach these things. Some people are obese and they change their fucking life and they stop, patting themselves on the back and saying it's okay. They actually get to fucking work. They lose 200 pounds. Why can some people just make all these fucking changes and everyone else is like, well, there's some people that are fatter than me and I have privilege. So I have to unlearn it. Go fucking to the gym, go exercise, go eat better, go take control of your fucking life and stop trying to think through it and try to justify it in your fucking head. You're changing nothing. Nothing is physically changing. You're not making any improvements. You're just lying to yourself. Why not take control of your life? Why not make those positive changes instead of, trying to rationalize why you don't have to do a fucking thing? Fuck, man.
People don't have that option at all. Maybe most of the time, I can't fit in a roller coaster seat. Some people can't fit in a roller coaster seat all the time.
Why is this such a big fucking deal? Because you can't just get thrown around the earth and oh my God, I'm sliding around. It's so much fun. An amusement park ride, fine. How often are you going to one of these fucking things? Then lose the weight or don't go. There's other things that are better to do in this world than wait in line for 3 fucking hours for a ride that takes 3 minutes. I know some people love these fucking things, but my God, they're a better place to go. I hate amusement parks. I don't like forced fun. Don't tell me I have to have fun. Amusement park, you have to have a good... No, don't tell me what I have to do. Don't force fun on me. Amusement park. Says who? What about a misery park? Amusement park. Don't tell me that I have to be amused. I'm not amused at all. Let's go.
Most of the time, I go to the doctors and I get fat shamed by them and I get treated differently because of my weight.
You're not fat shamed. A doctor telling you, holy shit, you need to lose weight so you don't die in a couple years. That's not fat shaming. That's just the truth. It's just the truth. It's just the truth.
but sometimes I don't. Whereas to other fat people, especially disabled fat people and fat people of color,
disabled fat people and fat people of fucking color. The FPOCs. The FPOCs. More acronyms for you. Fat people of color. You see? It's the intersectionality. Like, you might be fat, but there are fat people in fucking wheelchairs. There are fat people that have darker skin. No way. No way. Are you saying that there are fat people of different races? Get the fuck out of here. They're marginalized as fuck. They're so marginalized. They're so marginalized. Oh my God, they're so fucking marginalized. They're pushed to the edge. So marginalized. Because they have darker skin. Get over it.
Fat black women. That's not the case. I hold so many privileges because of my size, my skin tone. Like everything. I hold privileges that people don't, but the difference is that I am actively trying to unlearn my fat phobia, again, for myself and for those other people who look at me and just see privileges
no
they
one's
don't
doing
have.
No one's looking at you and seeing privilege. No one's looking at you. I'm sorry, but no one's looking at you and saying, oh, you have a lot of privilege. I mean, you're crying out for attention. Like, if you're just listening, I mean, that's like, Jesus Christ. Man, can you victim harder than this person? Like, no one's like, oh my God, this person has a lot of privilege. You know, playing the whole privilege thing is just you literally giving yourself reasons why you can't do anything in your life. I'm not saying some people don't have a better starting point. That's just the luck of the draw. Like, everyone, you can't choose these things. You can't choose some of these immutable characteristics. I can't choose my skin color unless I go out in the sun and get more of a tan. You know, it doesn't change who I am as an individual. I don't care if you're black or you're brown or you're pink or you're purple. That doesn't matter. If you're a victim, then you're a fucking victim, no matter what color. There are white people that do that things, stupid shit. You could be a victim at any level. Like, you don't see me complaining that I'm not like 6'5". You don't see me like, oh my God, I'm not 6'5". It's the same fucking thing. It's the same thing. The same thing. All right, we got one more. The same thing. Yeah, right? I think they read the same script. Yeah, maybe British Bear. How about that? What if they make an amusement park that's made for obese people? British Bear says maybe there should be one roller coaster ride for the overweight. Then we can see how often it'll be used. I wouldn't trust that fucking thing. I wouldn't go on that one. I wouldn't go on that. Judith is like, I dare her to go there. Yeah, right? You're handicapped in a wheelchair. Judith is like, go fuck yourself. Judith, I didn't choose to have my pelvis torn in half. Yeah, I have moments of frustration, but I am never a victim because I'm in a wheelchair. And you have a great sense of humor, too. That's our Judith. Judith says, fuck this beach. Fuck this beach.
Wow.
Yeah. At one time in history, being fat was a sign of wealth and privilege because you had money and you didn't have to go work in the fields and you could eat to excess. Similar to like every American today because we are wealthier than anyone in human history. That's why. That's why, because very few people were able to be obese because most people didn't have enough food and they were working in the fields and doing labor all the time. Everyone today is just sitting around sucking down garbage food. It's like you have the ability to be fat because you're not doing anything. Ah, yes. Kim, she's in violation of the required septum piercing. You are punished. You are punished. That's fucking bullshit. You are punished.
There's tiny tuck, typical tuck, total tuck, and the tyrannical tuck.
And the tyrannical tuck. You better tuck that shit. You better tuck that shit. Tuck that shit. Required. The required septum piercing. All right. One more. This is called weight loss. And, well, septum piercing. Check.
You know what's funny and also really terrible?
There's a lot to say here so far. There's a lot going on with that hair. That's pretty intense. Let's continue. Looks like Johnny Bravo. Not the whole thing.
You know what's funny and also really terrible? There is so much research out there to... You know what's funny and also really terrible?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm not going to say it, but yes, I fucking do. If you're watching this video, I do. I do know exactly. I know exactly something. That's terrible.
There is so much research out there to support the fact that you can't turn fat people into thin people.
There's not. You're not turning a fat person to a thin person. You're turning an unhealthy person into a healthy person. There's not. There's not.
Actual long-term weight loss is damn near impossible.
I'm going to clip this one.
Actual long-term weight loss is damn near impossible. 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 Actual long-term weight loss is damn near impossible.
You don't say.
But that doesn't stop every fat phobe in a 50-mile radius of any given point screaming about how all you need to do is lose weight.
All you need to do is change your lifestyle habits and you'll lose weight. How about that? I said it again. It's a fucking fact. You just don't want to do it right, do you? Do you? Do you, Septi? Calling you a Septi, the fucking Septies, the septum piercings.
Like, all the research is out there.
As there's all the research is out there, you're sitting on a couch making a video. Get outside. You're sitting on a couch. What'd you eat today? That's what I thought.
Show it to you. You can read it. You can listen to it.
Or I can show how it's wrong every day. I'm just literally helping people do that all the time. It's not complicated.
You can learn that the diet industry is worth billions of dollars and that
it is.
They bank on it not working.
Oh my God. Better get your vaccines though. Yeah. Get your vaccines and your masks. Yeah. That works. That works too, doesn't it? Oh, but they make billions of dollars more. They make more than the diet industry. The pharmaceutical industry makes more. Wait, but that's okay, but this isn't. Oh, come on. Really? Really? It's only when it's convenient, right?
And yet they'll still just go on and on and on about how fat people are fat because they're lazy.
No, fat people are fat because of their lifestyle habits. Lazy is kind of subjective. But I know what you're not doing. I guarantee this chick's not eating grass-fed beef and organ meats and getting quality sleep and lifting weights 5 or 6 days a week and meditating every day. Do you think she's doing that? No.
It's just, it's bullshit.
Oh, call it bullshit. That makes it fine. Hey, look, now you can stay, now your conscience is clear. You can stay being fat. You can stay being fat and you'll be fine, I suppose. Did you know that it's impossible to lose weight and keep it off? The fuck? Seriously, what the fuck are you talking about, you twat? What are you talking about? It's impossible. It's damn near impossible. No, it's not. It's not even close to impossible. It's like as far away from impossible as you could possibly get. I'm telling you, what do you think is her habits? What do you think her habits are?
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Do you think she's following any of the 7 pillars? She's not surrounding herself with quality people, obviously, because her brain is warped. She's not eating quality food. We know just by looking at her. We know she's not lifting weights properly regularly, like a solid program. Is she recovering properly? Drinking enough water? Not sucking down liquid sugar? Is she sleeping 8 hours of sleep? I doubt it. Mobility, yoga, several times a week? I don't think so. Mindfulness, meditation? How could you and still think like that? I mean, It's nonsensical. Guaranteed. There's no fucking way. There is no fucking way you're going to be successful if you're doing it wrong. Again, for everyone that does things wrong, if you're doing it wrong, guess what your outcome's going to be? It's going to be fucked up. If you're executing poorly, most people do. That's why you have average. That's why you have the bell curve and statistics. Most people will do things wrong. Most people are average. That's why average is average. Most people will land in the middle. Most people won't put in actual effort. Most people won't take the time to learn. Most people won't be consistent. Most people won't. Most people won't. I have a card over here. It says most people don't. Do you know why? Because most people fucking don't. That's why most people aren't super successful. Most people aren't in great shape. Most people don't. Most people don't. If you have competitions, there's only one fucking winner. Most people don't win. Most people aren't in the top 5 because there's only 5 in the top 5. However you want to look at it. How many medals do they give out at the Olympics? 3. Gold, silver, bronze. 3 fucking people. Or 3 medals. Everyone else sucks. Everyone else didn't do it. Everyone else didn't do it. Most people lose. Most people don't win. There's only 1 gold. I said a medal. There's only 1 gold. 1 person or 1 team, 1 entity wins. 1. 1 gets gold. 1. There's only 1 first place. So you're saying because there's only 1 first place that you can't win because, yeah, you're definitely not trying. The good thing is about weight loss and changing is that you don't have to get first place. There's no competition. It's between you and you. And guess what? You're probably going to fail. It's going to be a struggle. You're going to do things wrong, especially if you're doing things wrong from the start. You're not going to be successful. You're going to have a lot harder time. Doesn't mean you can't be. It just means you're not willing to put in enough effort to learn and to educate. Doesn't mean it has to be more challenging or harder and you have to like do more cardio. You have to fucking work out for 5 hours a day. Working out for 5 hours isn't better than 4. You don't need to train 4 hours. You don't need to train 3 hours a day, maybe an hour, 30 minutes a day. Depends on your goal. Depends on where you're starting off. Depends on what you're doing. But yeah, you still have to do the best for you. It's totally possible. You just haven't done it right. You're not willing to put in the effort. You're just blaming everyone else. So have fun staying fat. Have fun not doing. Have fun continuing what you're doing and complaining. You're the one that's going to suffer the consequences. You're the one that's going to have to deal with all the health outcomes. You're the one that is going to realize when it's too late that, oh, I fucked up. It's just, it is what it is. Kim, I've maintained a weight loss of over 100 pounds for 8 years now. The muscle I have gained is mind-blowing. But Kim, it's impossible. But Kim, it's impossible. It's impossibles. It's the impossibles, teens. It's the impossible, though. It's impossible. It's impossible to do it. Pretty pathetic. Right? Pretty fucking pathetic. Pretty fucking pathetic. Okay, let's give away today's Swole card. All right, fam. Remember, SwoleNormousX.com. Join the fam today. Leave us a review. Apple Podcast, Spotify. Leave us a review. Check us out. TheDailySwole.com for the live stream links. Share the podcast. Let's nut this beesh. But we got to give a little Swole convoy. Let's fucking go. Swole convoy. Swole convoy. Doot, doot, doot. Come on now. Swole convoy. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. British Bear. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Are we getting a Swole convoy going on in the UK? All right. I think we're going to have some more Swole convoy. Swole convoy around the world. British Bear, congratulations on winning today's fucking Swole card. Nicely done, Falcon. All right. I know. I heard. Calm the fuck down. I heard you the first time. Congratulations, British. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 2113 in the subject. Your mailing address in the body of the email. Let's get that Swole convoy going far and wide. Congratulations, fam. What a great fucking man cast. What a great show. Thank you for being here. We got some piano cock coming up in just a second. Don't miss out. And by the way, you sexy sluts, we have brand new designs going on over there at papaswolio.com. We have Captain Swolio. Captain Swoleo, brand new design on a flag. Check out the whole collection of Captain Swoleo on papaswoleo.com. Use code DailySwole for 10% off. It's fucking legit. Oh my god. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's make some fucking game.
Ever served in a forward area?
As you can see, my nipples have been removed from my body. Where they are, I don't know.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
That's a huge fish.
Time to make some sick fucking gains. Go make a pump today. Go make a pump. Go make a little pumpy pump. Go make a pump. Go take a pump. Go take a pump. Make a pump. Make some sick fucking gains.
What happened to your queer party friends?
I better use my strong.
Let's fucking
Attacks
go.
on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
He's on fire!
I like to caress rusty spoons.
You're insane, gold member!
Oh, fam wise, let's fucking go. The Daily Swole. Don't you know, Beaches? Don't you know? Don't you know? Let's go. Fucking nailed it. As on.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there like a little lady in a race car.
And that's the way, I like it.
We choose truth over facts. The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
Unhook. No hands. No hands. How's he playing that piano? How's he doing it? How's he doing it? It's because it was with my fucking dick. This is my dick. Y'all already know. Y'all already know, fam. Y'all already know. All right, thank you so much for being here. SwoleNormaSex.com. Join the fam today. Tomorrow is FEF, so we have another great show coming at you. And of course, check out all the links, thedailyswole.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, Pocket Cast, anywhere you like to bang your ear holes. Leave us a review. Share the podcast. It means a lot. Please share, share, share. And of course, SwoleNormaSex.com to join the fam today. Make sure you're catching this week's accountability meeting on Monday. And plus, we got another one coming up on Monday. Tomorrow's FEF, and it's going to be fucking fire. It's going to be epic, you know. FEF, we always do it. I love some FEF. All right. Peace, McGeese. We'll see you tomorrow. Deuce, Magoose. Your boy, Papa Swoleo. Oh, 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 oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now the king left and they so mad, it's like
yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you made. That's a bag that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons out closets and making new deposits. I'm